Let me start with you, Lokesh garu. On this panel, on this panel, we've got a number of companies, industry leaders when it comes to IT and GCC. Some of them, actually 50% of them have already invested in the state. And we're hoping after today, the balance 50 would also invest in the state. So the question to you is, why should the balance 50% invest in the state of Andhra Pradesh?
Thank you, Nilay. Thanks for hosting this session. I'd like to thank all the leaders on the dais, off the dais. I know it's a bit late in the evening, but we just get started here in Andhra Pradesh. The single reason why everyone should consider Andhra Pradesh is because we have talent. India is no longer merely a cost arbitrage market. You know, ANSR was very kind to host me in Bangalore, and I got to see the kind of work GCCs are doing. Today we are creating products and services for the world. If you have to do that, you need to have high quality talent. So this was exactly the question that ANSR asked me when I visited their office. So I said, give me time till the evening to answer this question. And after they hosted me, I was walking out. And there were 2,000 people from the state of Andhra Pradesh working in the offices that they built in Bangalore, waiting to get a picture. So that is a testimony for the kind of talent we have here in Andhra Pradesh. The second thing, of course, is compared to other major cities, Visakhapatnam definitely offers a cost advantage. And as a state, we are providing an enabling infrastructure. So we have a lot to learn from the challenges that our neighbors are going through. I think the writings on the wall are very clear. And we as a state are looking at, as and when Vizag is now developing, it's important to create the entire enabling ecosystem. It could be the hard ecosystem, it could be the social ecosystem, it's the skill upgradation, the skill development bit that now we're doing in Andhra Pradesh. The third and last reason why I believe that all the leaders here should double down on Andhra Pradesh is that we not only have a talent today, but we are also working on creating a mechanism so that they're lifelong learners. So we'll be launching tomorrow a portal called Naipunyam, and I believe it's one of its kind in the country. It's merely not a supply-demand aggregator, but we are actually doing skill census using conversational AI. We are going to do a skill census starting from a carpenter all the way to an AI engineer. And then we're exactly going to identify their weakness, strengths and weakness. And then we'll use skilled partners to come and do interventions so that they can better hone their skills. So these are three clear reasons why you should come and invest in Andhra Pradesh. And in my opening remarks, I also stated that, speed is our motto. All of you made it to the front page of all the major newspapers today. We said speed. Companies that are driven by speed choose Andhra Pradesh. We are here to deliver. We are here to work faster than the corporates sitting next to me. And end of the day, for me, it's about creating history. It's about making Andhra Pradesh proud and India proud. And I'm sure together we can do it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Let me take this question to you, Sridhar, as somebody from TCS. TCS was one of the early investor in Vizag, a tier 2 city, and that's really the topic of our conversation. Want to hear from you, what made you choose Vizag and how does it continue to become relevant?
Thank you. And I think Honorable Minister has already highlighted all the important things of Vizag. And skill, he mentioned about the skill, the talent. The talent here is amazing. The amount of education, the focus the families give on the education is enormous. And not only that, the skill is not only a sort of a technology skills, their never die attitude. I want to deliver. I want to complete this project. I want it to be successful. That attitude of the people in and around this place is amazing. That's what makes this place great. That's what one of the reasons we are investing. And also, as Honorable Minister said, that the government is providing enormous amount of support and policies. All policies are forward-looking policies. And the infrastructure, both digital and physical infrastructure, which they are building in this city, it's tremendous, so which is going to help us. And another one is also, because this city is coming up, it is coming up as a new city, AI city. The ecosystem which is getting built is a next generation ecosystem, which is also very, very important. And TCS, we are going to be one of the largest, or the largest AI companies in the world. And we are focusing on Vizag to nurture this place and build this place along with the government to make it this is one of the AI capitals of the world. And other thing is that TCS, as all of you know, that we are very, very focused on the nation building. And investing in Vizag is very close to us because it's a community which is coming up. So investing in this place is a very, very important. It's one of the very inclusive investments for us. And building a nation, that's a Tata philosophy. And TCS, we have been focusing on the nation building. So that's also more than the business, any of the strategies, building this place is very, very close to our heart. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Let me take this question to you, Gaurav. And the Honorable Minister spoke about speed. And in fact, he's spoken about speed and the inspiration behind his drive with N. Chandra when he spoke about speed and how you've imbibed that. I'm also privy because we were together at Davos earlier this year when the Honorable Minister spoke about why Cognizant should be coming to Andhra Pradesh. And I know later this month you're inaugurating that. So just talk us through that journey and why you chose Vizag.
I think, Nilay, I thought this was a pertinent question. We find that there are key elements. One, traditionally, Vizag and Andhra Pradesh has a very strong talent catchment. Because if you come to think of it, the larger hubs of ITS, which is the top 11 cities or 10 cities, which I call as the wave one of ITES landscape. There's a lot of talent which actually originates from this part of the world and serves ITS globally. So there is traditional talent catchment here. I think that's point number one. Point number two, the speed and the confidence that we have on the government and the administration plays a very important part because while the talent has always been there, it didn't develop in the last 1 year or so, but the visible difference is the focus that the government actually puts a front foot effort in attracting and going out of the way and the vision that sort of is around to make sure that companies get exactly what they're looking for, which is speed of execution, ease of doing business, and the overall confidence that they will be able to see through the investment and realize. I think this is the journey that happened, and I'm very glad that in about less than 8 or 9 months we're almost ready to fructify that in the way we thought we'll do it.
Yeah. And that's, if anybody needed an example of what speed of doing business means, I think they should talk to Cognizant. If I can come to you, Rajesh, you represent a company and you've operated across Asia Pacific. I really want to bring in your perspective of Vizag and Tier 2 cities in general. How do you compare to the operations that you have in the region?
All right. So let me contextualize your question first, and I'll probably borrow something from what the Honorable Minister said. Now, if you look at the India GCC landscape, over the past 5-10 years, it's seen a transformational growth. From being cost arbitrage centers, we've now become what we call value creators for the enterprise, leveraging technology, of course. And what this has done is, it's made India a technology powerhouse. I mean, we today house, 1,700 plus GCCs, depending on the report you go by, which is more than half of the global number. Now, in that context, if you start looking at tier 2 cities, I think they are right now in an innovation phase, typically supported by a couple of things, right? One is digital infrastructure. Two, the expanding educational network, which provides the talent pool. And three, in my mind, most importantly, a strong government focus on sustainable technology growth. Now, these developments, what they have done is, they have ensured that tier 2 cities today are at par with any innovation destination across Asia Pacific. And what this has done for India is this has become a differentiator for India. We today have talent at scale, we have digital depth, and more importantly, we are able to drive innovation according to global standards. And I'll kind of illustrate that with a MasterCard example. But in 2014, we established our first center in Pune. And then we had another center in Vadodara. And since then, we've seen phenomenal growth. You know, what started off with about 200 odd employees, today stands upward of 6,000, which is about a 35x growth over a 10-year period. And this growth has not been just in terms of manpower, not just headcount, top line. What we've done is we've actually started building capabilities in our center, and we've brought in a lot of senior leadership roles into this center in Pune. In fact, very recently we established or rather inaugurated a new campus in Pune where we brought all our teams together, spread over more than 500,000 square feet. And today that's the biggest technology hub for MasterCard globally in any city. And there's a reason I'm telling you this story. When we established this, which is about in 2014, both Pune and Vadodara were called non-metro cities, if you recall. And since then, our phenomenal growth has been because of progressive government programs and policies, infrastructure development, and of course talent, because that is the key. And when I say talent, two kinds, right? One is you should be able to have local organic talent, and two, you should also be a magnet where people are willing to become mobile and come into the destination center. So that's how tier 2 cities actually, in my mind, compare with any other center.
Absolutely. If I can take some of the points that you've mentioned to Aditi. Aditi, even the Honorable Minister spoke about it. When we talk about talent, financial services sectors has been one of the largest contributor to IT services growth, increasingly GCC. How do we bring this specialized talent for bringing in industries or insurance companies to look at Vizag tier 2 cities?
Right. So as someone who grew up and got educated in a tier 2 city and then had to move to a tier 1 city because at 20 years ago, 25 years ago, there were no opportunities in tier 2 cities, I think finding talent in tier 2 cities is not a problem. You will still find people. And I mean, if I look at Vizag, what I have seen, it is my first visit to the city, but what I have seen, I can definitely see the talent coming in. When I go to my offices in Bangalore, I see so many colleagues from Visakhapatnam being present there. I think it is about the point that Rajesh made and to some extent Honorable Minister made. When you're looking at high quality talent, you need a complete ecosystem around that talent. And that ecosystem is not only about right opportunities, it is about how they see a progression there, right? Today, when a 25-year-old chooses a they are not thinking about just that. They are trying to, does it for them to invest their next 5, 10, 15 years, right? Cost of housing, the overall living. What does it mean? I mean, I think post-COVID, we all know one of the biggest things we handled is return to work. And when we are asking people to commute to office 3 to 5 days a week, people are looking at what is the quality of their commute. Now, I personally feel that tier 2 here have a distinct advantage. They don't need to catch up. They actually have an advantage that they can play to their strength, right? If you look at the big cities, Gurgaon, Bangalore, the problem is that irrespective of the amount of investments made there, the infrastructure always lags behind. The demand always increases. Now, with cities like Vizag, they have a distinct advantage at building those pre-planned, pre-designated areas that allow people to have the quality of life, the kind of, and for organizations not to have their BCP plans being put into place with every instance of inclement weather. This monsoon, we all have heard about all our major cities flooding. It's lack of infrastructure. And I think tier 2 cities can actually position themselves not as a competitor, but as a distinct advantage, who have thought through what needs of development were. To be honest, 25 years ago when GCC industry was coming along, this was not thought through. Gurgaon, okay, you went and G Capital put their first place there, and the whole city grew around it. The roads were an afterthought. The drains were never thought about, right? But cities like Vizag, who are thinking about it in a more holistic fashion, can actually have a distinct advantage to move ahead. So they should actually start positioning themselves as an exclusive club rather than competing with tier 2 or putting themselves as, we are now trying to get into that league. They could simply say we are a different league altogether.
Yeah. Aditi, as somebody who lives in Gurgaon, I couldn't agree more with you when it comes to lack of infrastructure. And I'm also very happy to share that just the last week, the Secretary IT within the state actually spoke to a very large international master planner, and his question to them was, how do I build the city for the next 20 years? Because planning is extremely important, and what you just said resonates so well.
You need your talent not only to think of this job, you need your talent to think of buying a house here. And that will happen only when the whole infrastructure comes in.
Absolutely. If I can come to you, Vikram, you have a unique perspective on this panel. You advise companies to set up GCC, not just 1, 2, but hundreds of companies across the world. How do you see Vizag in that context? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think just to put the industry in context, GCCs it's a story 3 decades in the making. There's about 150 to 200 GCCs being set up every year. And that number is, of course, going to continue to increase. At Answer, we do at least a few a month now. One of the things that's changed in the last couple of years, I would say, is the idea of location and where I should set up my GCC. The default options are no longer a default. There is an increasing perception that infrastructure, access to talent, quality of life around for that talent, as well as, of course, cost of operations are now becoming more and more divergent across these different cities. And so that becomes an increasing conversation that we're having. But more importantly, as we sort of look at the growth of and the emergence of cities like Vizag, I think there is a very unique late mover advantage that the city is capitalizing on, and the Honorable Minister called out a lot of what they're doing now to attract companies. And in many ways, the way Vizag is looking at attracting the next wave of GCCs positions the city and the country for what our next phase of growth is going to be. It's going to be a lot more AI, where proximity does not matter as much. Density of talent does not matter as much. Right? Knowledge is going to propagate through technology much faster than ever before. It's going to be a lot more about nimble teams. We're seeing 60% of demand in GCCs coming from mid-market companies, sub 100 in headcount. You don't need to have a humongous ecosystem on day one. And I think thirdly, as the GCC ecosystem grows, the existing GCCs are saturated where they are today. I mean, a lot of our customers cannot grow anymore in Bangalore or Hyderabad. There just isn't enough space. There isn't real estate. People want to move out. And so therefore, a lot of the plus ones that will start coming into Vizag is going to actually create an ecosystem that will benefit the next wave of new GCCs coming in.
Yeah. We've spoken about talent. We've also got Kapil Joshi. Kapil is the CEO for IT staffing at Quest, which provides some of the largest number of manpower for the IT and the GCC industry. Kapil, if I can take a question to you, in the context of this belief, at least, and I know the panel has a very different view, but metros provide a better talent and tier 2 city may or may not be able to provide better talent. What's been your experience there?
Thanks for having me here. I would say it is metro versus non-metro, just to add what Aditi said and what Vikram said. There are a lot of other factors also, which one should include. But from talent point of view, I think more than talent availability, we should look at the talent demand versus availability. Okay. If you talk about demand-supply gap, I think metro has a bigger demand-supply gap today. They have huge infrastructure pressure. Every street you have a new brand, attrition is very high, increasing your operational cost. Anyway, in metro you have huge operational cost, huge talent cost, and then if you add attrition also, it becomes very difficult to operate and make a long-term plan. So I think some of the panelists has mentioned that can they scale up, then can they grow? I think they have pressure on infrastructure, they have pressure because of the talent availability, and city like Vizag offer the solution. Sure. And if you look at how the world economy has grown over the last 100 years or 200 years, it is because of the urbanization. You create metro city, and how do you create metro city? You build ecosystem, you build infrastructure, you make investor-friendly policy, and the jobs are created. The talent flow, it is not the talent what we see in Bangalore or Hyderabad. It is not born there, right? Yeah. These are the people who moved from tier 2 city to tier 1 for better job, better life. If today city like Vizag can offer a better job, better life, why not? Talent will definitely come here. Okay. And then there are government policy, industry, academia, collaboration, the continuous funnel can be built. So I think metro and non-metro, they actually don't compete, they can actually complement each other. Sure. And we have observed that most of the GCC are, open for hub and spoke model. Yeah. Like Rajesh has mentioned, they started Pune and Vadodara together, and I see this trend is accelerating now.
Yeah. Thank you for framing it that way. Honorable Minister, if I could bring you here, people have spoken about how AI and innovation is driving that. Recently, Andhra Pradesh, Google announced that Andhra Pradesh and Vizag would be the headquarters for their biggest data center expansion, which will drive AI capability. Just wanted to get your perspective of how the state is overall setting up the ecosystem for innovation ecosystem within the state.
No, I think we discussed threadbare on various facets of tier 1, tier 2 cities. But I think what is you need dreamers. You need people who believe, who are willing to dream and go about executing that dream. Now, the AI city, as we are now talking about it, right? If I had this conversation with you, Nilay, exactly a year back, you laughed at me. Is this even a possibility? Can we really get 6 gigawatts? 6 gigawatt of AI capacity coming to one city called Visakhapatnam. There were a lot of naysayers. They said water, power, infra. But then all it takes is a dreamer to dream it and go about executing it. And that's exactly what you're seeing here in Visakhapatnam. We spoke threadbare about talent and their ability and willingness to relocate, opportunities that are available across other cities in India, but frankly across the world. Honestly, it's no longer about certain cities competing amongst themselves, but competing with other countries. I think we are at that point. Now, what is going to be more and more important is to look at a very clear integration, which I call my vertical and horizontal integration, which I keep talking about pretty much in every session, which is it's not just about a data center alone. It's about how do I get all the 25x multiplier impact of a data center. If I need to achieve that, I need to build the ecosystem. Now, what do I mean by the ecosystem? The energy bit. I need to build the entire compute bit. There's a lot of opportunities for me to do manufacturing there. So these are the different components that I need to build in. That's one part. But the most important part is my horizontal, which is my core ministry, which is education. Now I need to work with the industry titans on this side and look at how do we what is the talent requirement 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now. Because honestly, C++ relevance has gone down. But our ability to use AI in terms of programming and execution has become more and more important. But then that should not take us away from our critical analytical thinking. We can, with all due respect, outsource mundane activities to ChatGPT, Gemini, but not a critical analytical thinking. So that is where, as a HRD minister, I am looking at where does the curriculum need to be and what is the kind of changes we need to be, which I believe will be a true competitive advantage for a state. So our ability to look ahead, look forward to the future and do it. But then end of the day, it's also about dreaming and dreaming big. So that's exactly what our Chief Minister, Mr. Naidu, is known for. And if all of you know him, he doesn't sleep, he doesn't let us sleep. So we are here to dream and get it done. Thank you.
Absolutely. I'm sure nobody in the state of Andhra Pradesh talks about work-life balance. Yeah.
What is life? I think that would be the right answer. I'm sure my wife is watching this and I'll get into trouble, but she hasn't seen me for 2 weeks, so.
Yeah, absolutely. When you were talking about talent and talent outside of India, just got reminded about 3 weeks back, I was in San Francisco in a conference and it was on AI. And I was there for 2 days. There was not a single session which either did not have 50% or 25% of the people speaking from the state of Andhra Pradesh. And this was San Francisco. And I think that's the kind of talent we can actually leverage to grow the ecosystem that we're talking about in the state. But Sridhar, if I can come to you, yes, Vizag and IT are growing, but how do you see Vizag shaping IT for the country and not just being a IT service provider?
I think it's a great vision to have that sort of a leap. It's no longer it's a tier 2 city. It is something which is going to be shaping up the vision for the IT in the future. So that's a great vision. And to be very honest, I think Vizag has got all the basic ingredients for that, and Vizag is ready for that. And also, I don't want to talk about a lot of things already that's happening in Vizag. A lot of things are happening which will easily take it there. But some of the things which I want to call out is that one is that investment on R&D and investment on the patterns. So that's something which more focus on the investments for the R&D, which will easily position Vizag as a front runners for that. And the second one is that there is a lot of governance is going to happen on the AI world. And it's very important that the AP government shows that they are the leaders in the governance, policies, some of the laws which are going to be passed. If Vizag is able to, or AP is able to shape up those things, that will also help us in positioning right way. And the other one is that little more softer, but I think is we have to put AI as the front. Like everything, whether you build the infrastructure or office or everything is the AI first delivery model. Like we a lot of us has adapted that. It's easiest, we always adapt. Now we adapted saying that AI is first delivery model and we are going to be the largest AI company. And that sort of a mindset and building the AI native, okay. Maybe we will be thinking in a C++, translate it to AI, or we have more native AI talents who will be able to think in AI. So that's why the curriculums and the minister curriculums which will build the native AI, native talent will be some 2 or 3 things other than what already the government is doing in a big way.
Yeah. Thank you. Gaurav, if I can come to you and you've been cognizant for a long time. I've always been keen to understand how has the boardroom conversation changed in the last 5 years when you are now looking at tier 2 cities? And also, how do tier 2 cities become not just a center for delivery, but also innovation and R&D?
So I'll try and answer your first part of the question. I think if I roll back 5 years, first of all, I believe that we should stop using this term tier 2.
Okay.
We should just say emerging cities or emerging hubs or next gen or something like that. We really have to invent a more fanciful term for this. Okay. And that's what I believe. But I think the boardroom conversation, the strategy conversation has seen a dramatic shift, especially in the ITES sector. I can speak for ITES. 5 years ago, we would say that, we would go to tier 2 to be a support center for a so-called tier 1 or a mainstream hub, where we would probably look at back-end systems, back-end processes, or essentially cost arbitrage, severe cost arbitrage, and things like that. Or if there would be more secondary centers in real sense. In the last 2 to 3 years, especially after the COVID period, we have seen this narrative shifting to tier 2 or emerging hubs as an extension of what you're doing in mainstream, gravitating towards a talent catchment. That has really changed the narrative, because I think post-COVID, the industry woke up to the fact that we want to go where the talent is. And that narrative has also driven this whole network of emerging hubs, where we are seeing that they are no longer secondary locations. They are also primary locations in their own merit. They might be smaller, but they also come with better ease of life. They come with less attrition. I mean, there was a time when everybody would go to Bangalore because we would say there's labor market liquidity. IT industry realized labor market liquidity is not good. We want people to stay with us. So I think these smaller and emerging hubs really offered that premium in many ways. I think that's the shift I have seen during my association of tier 2 planning. We've been in this for a long time. That's part number 1. I think the second part is what I call is the innovation quotient. The innovation quotient in an emerging hub, in my opinion, essentially comes from its ability to attract talent from outside the city who are willing to come back or come here, migrate, and cross-pollinate knowledge. It is little difficult to do it exactly with pure organic talent in a Visakhapatnam or anywhere for that reason, unless the city offers something for people who want to make it their home and thus mentor and bring their learnings from across the world. I think to Vizag's merit, it is almost at that point where it is fairly diverse, gives ease of life, it's a beautiful place, and I'm sure people would be motivated to come back or come and settle down in this city even if they don't belong here. Yeah. And that's the important factor to drive what I call the innovation quotient. And then, of course, the culture of the organization and what are you trying to really drive at the emerging hub is really important. Once we move away from this definition of secondary hub, I think all of this come into play. Yeah. That's my take.
No, very lovely framed. And so let me just take this to you, Rajesh. Established cities tend to benefit from a dense network of startups, academia, and industry. How can emerging cities like Vizag learn from this, and what does the state need to do to make this happen?
Quick learner, aren't you? Tier 2 to emerging. That was quick. All right. So obviously, cities like Bangalore or Hyderabad offer things like a dense startup ecosystem. They do have global R&D connections, and of course a deep leadership talent pool to offer. But we must realize that they've built this over a period of time, over decades, if I may call it that. Now, so that's going to be the if I were to call it the supply side. Now, if you were to look at the demand side from an industry perspective, I think increasingly the focus is not on where will the work happen. It's actually shifted to how will collaboration happen. And what that means is, as ecosystems mature, like the GCC ecosystem has, what's going to be more important is, one, talent agility, and two, local innovation. They're more important than the geography itself. Like the classic case of Flipkart's own journey, the growth that demonstrates that with the right conditions, infrastructure, talent, and local partnership, cities like Vizag can definitely evolve into becoming strategic hubs for innovation.
Absolutely. Rajesh, you spoke about the talent. Aditi, if I can come to you, what would be your recommendation to bring in that global talent and the top talent to emerging cities or horizon cities like Vizag? And if I can also add in another question, you're one of the companies which is currently not in Vizag, and when can we see you in Vizag? No.
Can you hear now?
Yes.
Okay, good. So let me start with a story and try to build this up as to how I have seen the last 20 years developing, especially with the coming in of AI. So about 20 years ago, when I joined Excel, I was stationed in US for about 6 months, and I was responsible for carving out something called catastrophe modeling and bringing it to India. Now, at that point of time, it was thought to be madness, because it was understood that catastrophe modeling needs to be where the underwriters are and where the actuaries are, and you cannot literally carve out that process. And 20 years ago, there wasn't AI, there weren't really many good workflow systems that could deal with a discrete process like catastrophe modeling. We were able to carve out the admin piece, the things that we felt could be made into a transactional process. We were able to bring it in India, and hence started the GCC of Excel that you see. Because we started almost very audaciously at something that was considered very, very difficult. Now, today, that may be difficult, because even if I'm able to carve out the process, the next question would be, why do you need a GCC? You can do this via AI. So the rules of the game have changed a little bit here. However, AI also ensures that you are able to basically plug and play in a process anywhere as you want, something similar to what Rajesh said. And that means that you can start thinking as to what part of your process will bring biggest value add, and where would you want to place it. Now, this is where I feel an emerging city like Vizag can be a true game changer, because when you are thinking of your top talent, you are trying to sell them that whole dream about their career path and why they should join. Because listen, top talent is not going to be loyal to you. Top talent is loyal to the next bigger opportunity and how do they vision their own career for. So as you sell them that whole dream and that ecosystem, I think cities like Vizag can come in. And if I may make one recommendation, I saw one of the state governments doing it, and I feel that Andhra Pradesh should also follow this. And what they have done is they have gone beyond what ELI did at a central level. They have literally gone and said, we will look at the top value creator jobs, and we will offer a 30% subsidy for all jobs above 1 lakh in the first year, then it comes to 20%, 10%. So what it automatically does, it kind of changes the game for top value jobs instead of early career jobs. And I think that can be a game changer as to how you would want to place it, because even GCCs are now evolving to be the brains of their organization rather being just the limbs or the fingers of their organization supporting it, right? And if you're trying to play that value game, you have to ensure that you are actually facilitating the more high value jobs being stationed.
Understood. I saw the Honorable Minister taking notes, so thank you for the suggestion. But Vikram, if I can come to you, your team in Primus has worked on the report that we just released. You've looked at the policy when it comes to Andhra Pradesh. What's been your experience? Because more and more states are coming up with GCC-focused policies. So where does Andhra Pradesh differentiate itself?
Yeah, no, so I think it's a very well thought out, comprehensive policy, and my compliments to you, sir, on putting together something that really sort of will stand the test of time. From our perspective, 3 areas that get covered: talent development, right, in terms of skilling and focused areas such as AI, cybersecurity and the likes. Infrastructure, I think the policy on land allocation and ensuring that there is build out of tier 1 and grade A infrastructure, which of course I know we're responsible for as well, is extremely welcome. And then third, on the ecosystem side, you mentioned the big data center project that you've won, and again, big congratulations for you on that. And I think projects like those will also encourage other global companies to come in and give them the confidence to set up base. And I think in all those 3 fronts, there's obviously a lot of incentives at play for companies to set up. I just want to add one more point on talent, which is that the old way of thinking about the bare necessities was roti, kapda and makan. Now it's health, wealth and lifestyle. And in many ways, I think the opportunities for emerging cities to address all 3 is going to be the big differentiator in the coming years.
Yeah, I think talent has been at the core of this. So let me bring a question to you, Kapil. When it comes to talent, we've spoken about this. Aditi spoke about the fact that in emerging cities, people are looking to build careers. What has been your experience? Do you really see a shift wherein people want to go to their hometowns and build long-term careers within their hometowns?
Yes, very much. And I just want to quote a few research which we recently done, because we publish India's Tech Talent Report every quarterly. India has roughly 800,000, digital workforce living in tier 2 city, which is roughly around 15% of our total digital workforce. They operate from tier 2 city like Vizag. But the interesting thing, for last 3 quarters, this portion is growing by 25%. So in the terms of the growth, the talent pool and the demand, both the side. While in, for last 3 quarters, the demand growth in metro city is between 8 to 11%. But in non-metro, the demand growth is roughly around 18% to 25%. The talent growth in this tier 2 city is also equally around 25% year on year. It means the tier 2 city is able to meet the demand, able to create the supply also effectively. Why it is happening? I just want to quote another research which we have done when the tier 2 picked up a couple of quarters back. We have asked 2 questions to job seekers. One is in non-metro city. Are they willing to stay back in their city if they get a career opportunity? And 70% of them said, if we get a learning and growth, we will stay back in our hometown. Second question we have asked, the people who migrated to a metro city from non-metro, 42% of them said, we will move to non-metro even if we offer the less salary. We can compromise on the salary, but lifestyle is more important. And why this change has happened? I think this change has happened in last 3-4 years, post-COVID. People found a new purpose. They realized the importance of the family, social life. Now they want to be associated with the purpose. If a city like Vizag can give them purpose, trust me, there will be enough talent, and the talent which can The purpose, I think there can be no bigger purpose than, staying in your hometown and watching the city grow and become a metro.
Thank you so much. I'm very cognizant of time and the fact that, very often in most conferences people will talk about, I'm coming in between your lunch, but I think this is the first conference I can say I'm coming in between your dinner. And so therefore we want to close this quickly, but I believe there is a launch of a portal, and if I could request for the launch of the portal. Yes, sorry. Just before that. Yeah.
No, I mean, I've heard what Aditi also had to say, right? I mean, we're talking about how do we create a mechanism where top-tier jobs, people working in a certain level can also make it. I'd like to add on to that. Now, if you look at Andhra Pradesh and our capital, which is Amravati, we are the first state to actually launch a quantum mission, back it with a quantum policy, which not only talks about bringing a quantum computer academics, but actually goes back to material sciences. How do I get the cryogenic chamber that is required for quantum computer to work? So I think it also comes back again to the point where innovation, research also should be the DNA of a government, where governments should be at the forefront of enabling these kind of ecosystems to sort of thrive. And then I'm sure the rest follows. And here I've heard with a few other partners who spoke specifically about innovation and how does the state play an important role in innovation. And Sridharji, here you mentioned threadbare about it. And the way I also look at it is government can be a platform. So the kind of data that AP government has, I'm sure that very few state governments have. So under the leadership, of course, of our IT Secretary Bhaskarji, we are now creating an entire GovTech platform under the Ratan Tata Innovation Hub. And we're giving use cases. A use case as simple as, in case of floods, can I deliver ration to every house using a drone? Simple. Or water management. I'll give you an example of water management. So we are taking a stand that I have prediction, I know where rainfall is going to happen, in which water basin. So do I necessarily have to lift water? Because moving water from one side of the state to the other is expensive. How can predictive analysis to then tell us what is a cost-effective way of moving water? So I believe that, states should offer themselves to becoming a platform, and then startups will come, and then they can sort of thrive on it. So we are attempting this. I'm not saying we're successful yet. It's an attempt. We just started. Please understand we're a 17-month-old government and not a 17-year-old government. So that's what we just started. Under Ratan Tata Innovation Hub, we're looking at industry collaboration. So we have the giants across sectors collaborating, and of course, Tatas are also playing a very important role in our core hub, main hub. But then we're also looking academia to partner very closely so that they play a very important role in nurturing the ecosystem. So this is where I believe that all three can come together. And that's why we call this not an investor summit, but a partnership summit. So this is where partnerships have to be fostered.
Absolutely.
And that's the only way I believe that states can go forward and India can actually lead from the front.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for doing that and saying that actually loud.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, and thank you to each one of us speakers for sharing such deep insights and also sharing their perspectives with us on this theme. Ladies and gentlemen, we now have the launch of the Kaushalam portal, and I'd like to now invite Mr. Bhaskar Kattemenani, Secretary of ITE&C, Government of Andhra Pradesh, to please come on stage and talk to us briefly about the launch of this portal.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Minister Shri Lokesh garu and the dignitaries on the dais. I think today's session, one thing that came out very clearly was that talent was one point. So we are giving land, we are giving facilities, we are quick, we do things faster. But the one thing is that, many states are struggling and everywhere is that talent availability. Today we bring to you our effort to solve that problem is we have done through a portal called Kaushalam. We have the database of all the talented youth in the state who are qualified enough to work in your GCCs. This data is available qualification wise. Not only qualification wise, we have ensured that all this talent has undergone a kind of a proctored test. We have rated them on a numerical scale, their quantitative ability, their leadership skills, their ability to work in teams, their comprehension skills, their mental abilities. They are rated on a numerical scale of 0 to 10, and we offer that to all the GCCs and all the ATC companies which are coming to the state. We offer that data to you, and it's a seamless data that is available to you. You can pick from them, take them. If you want to train a bit and take them, we'll be happy to work with you. If you think that they're good enough to be taken directly, please do so. And this is going to be seamless. And next year, when the academic year ends, more kids will come into the system. The data sets will get better with more kids joining it. And I think this is one offering from our side to the GCC ecosystem. You will get your mechanical engineers, you will get CAD/CAM engineers, you will get your marketing guides, you get everybody. So, and not only that, no company needs to change its software. Your HR software can plug into this software seamlessly. You need not change anything. Through our API, we provide that access to you. You can use it to conduct your interviews, select them, and then take them on our roles. If you want to do a training program, we'll be happy to work with the skilled partners to it. This data we are giving access to companies to recruit people. It will be seamless to you. You need not change anything. Put into your own systems, IT systems, and use it. So today I request the Honorable Minister Garu, we're asking him to launch. If you look at the site, if you can see, this is the portal. I request Honorable Minister Garu by click of button, so you can launch. This is our offering to the GCC and IT sector in the country. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
When companies expand into new markets, they evaluate policy, infrastructure, and long-term growth potential, while it offers attractive incentives to attract investments. One crucial piece is almost always left out: talent. State of AP solves this with Kaushalam, a unified employability platform that verifies skills, aligns training to industry demand, and gives companies instant access to a skilled, job-ready workforce across the state. For global businesses, this means predictable hiring, faster expansion, operational risk. Kaushalam strengthens the state's human capital engine, accelerating our journey toward becoming a $2.4 trillion economy, a workforce ready on day one, a state ready for the future.
The Kaushalam platform or portal is not just a platform. This is the state building the future of its workforce at scale, with intention and with the conviction that every young person deserves a fair chance to succeed. Ladies and gentlemen, with this I'll request our Honorable Minister to kindly present the mementos to all our speakers here in his capacity as session chair of this particular session. May I request him to kindly present the mementos to session moderator and all our panelists. I request our panelists to come forward. Can we continue with the applause? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, as you're aware that we have the cultural program followed by dinner at Radisson Blu. For those who want to avail the bus facility, it is available at the entrance. We may kindly show your ID card and avail the bus facility to reach Radisson Blu for today's cultural evening followed by dinner. May I request everyone to kindly remain with us. We have the MOU exchange, which will be immediately after the presentation of the mementos and felicitation. I request people who will be coming on stage exchange to kindly be seated in the front rows. And finally, the presentation of memento and felicitation to our session moderator. Thank you, Honorable Minister. May I request all our speakers to come forward for a group photograph, and then we will immediately move on to the MOU exchange. We will now have the MOU exchange on stage. May I firstly invite Vishakha Realty Private Limited from Visakhapatnam. The proposed project is IT infrastructure and the investment is 2,200 crores and employees are 30,000. Please join us on stage. I now invite Fluent Grid Limited, Visakhapatnam, Smart IoT Campus with an investment of 150 crores and an employee capacity of 2,000. May I invite Fluent Grid Limited to please come on stage. I request Fluent Grid to please come on stage. Fluent Grid Limited. We have next May I now invite Imaginovate Tech Solutions India Private Limited from Vishakhapatnam, IT Development Center, with an investment of 140 crores and an employee capacity of 2,600. We request the companies to please exit from my left to kindly collect the memento. May I now invite iSpace Software Solutions Private Limited from Vishakhapatnam. The proposed project is IT services with an investment of 120 crores and 2,000 employee capacity. May I invite iSpace Software Solutions Private Limited to please join us on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, I know this is the last session and the last bit of the last session, but surely we can encourage them by your applause. Thank you. I invite next Quarks Technosoft Private Limited, again from Vishakhapatnam. Their proposed project is Emerging Tech Delivery Center with an investment of 115 crores and an employee capacity of 2,000. May I now invite Shri Nara Software Private Limited to please come on stage from Vishakhapatnam IT Services, 62 crores investment and 500 employee capacity. Shri Nara Software Private Limited. May I now invite ADPMN IT Solutions Private Limited from Tirupati. The proposed project is IT services with an investment of 40 crores and 750 employees. PMN IT Solutions Private Limited. ADPMN IT Solutions Private Limited from Tirupati. May I now invite DMC Global Partners. They are also from Tirupati and the proposed project is data center and they have an investment of a whopping 14,280 crores, ladies and gentlemen. And the employee capacity is 1,340. May I call upon next Hypernext Data Center Limited from Vishakhapatnam, and the proposed project is data center. They also have a huge investment of 10,000 crores and their employee capacity is 2,000. Hypernext Data Center. May I now invite next Shri Tech Data Limited, again from Vishakhapatnam. They also have a proposed project of data center with a 5,075 crores and the employee capacity of 1,450. Shri Tech Data Limited. May I next invite Anant Raj Cloud Private Limited from Guntur. They also have a proposed project of data center plus IT infrastructure with 4,500 crores investment and an employee capacity of 8,500. Anant Raj Cloud Private Limited from Guntur. Anant Raj Cloud Private Limited from Guntur. Data center plus IT infrastructure is a proposed project. 4,500 crores investment and 8,500 employee count. May I now invite Sattva Group Expansion, again from Vishakhapatnam. they also have a proposed IT infrastructure project with 1200 crores of investment and 14,000 employee count. Sattva Group expansion. May I now call upon World Trade Center expansion again from Visakhapatnam. The proposed project is IT infrastructure with 1,000 crores investment and an employee count of 15,000. World Trade Center expansion. May I request you to please come on stage? World Trade Center expansion. Again from Visakhapatnam. I now call upon IT Serve Alliance India Association from Visakhapatnam, and their proposed project is IT infrastructure with 650 crores in investment and an employee count of 10,000. IT Serve Alliance India Association. May I now invite iSprout Business Center Private Limited, again from Visakhapatnam. The proposed project is IT infrastructure, an investment of 627 crores and an employee count of 12,500. iSprout Business Center Private Limited. I'd like to call upon next Credence Realty from Visakhapatnam. The proposed project is IT infrastructure. They have an investment of 600 crores and an employee capacity of 6,500. Credence Realty. I like to call upon next Blue Tech UKI Limited from Visakhapatnam. Proposed project is GCC and an investment of 550 crores and an employee capacity of 3,100. Blue Tech UKI Limited. Blue Tech UKI Limited from Visakhapatnam. I like to now call upon Extreme Compute Technologies Private Limited from Visakhapatnam. Their proposed project is data center, investment of 400 and 120 employees. Extreme Compute Technologies Private Limited. I'd like to call upon next F-Tronic Systems Private Limited from Guntur, and the proposed project is IoT Campus, and they have a investment of 300 crores and 1,000 employee capacity. I would like to now call upon RX Cloud, Visakhapatnam. The proposed project is Innovation and Delivery Center. Investment is 300 crores and 2,000 employee count. RX Cloud. May I now invite Vizag Profiles Private Limited from Visakhapatnam, GCC campus, an investment of 250 crores and 1,200 employee count. Vizag Profiles Private Limited. I now call upon ACN Healthcare RCM Services Private Limited from Visakhapatnam. The proposed project is GCC campus, investment of 250 crores and 1,200 employee count. Vizag Profiles Private Limited. I now call upon ACN Healthcare RCM Services Private Limited, Visakhapatnam. Again, the proposed project is GCC campus, 200 crores investment and 5,000 employee count. ACN Healthcare RCM Services. May I now call upon Covalence Digital Solutions Private Limited from Visakhapatnam, IT Services, 200 crores investment and 2,500 employee count. Call upon Mugdha Ventures Private Limited, Visakhapatnam. Again, the proposed project is GCC campus, 160 crore investment and 2,500 employee count. Mugdha Ventures Private Limited. I'd like to now call upon Mugdha Ventures Private Limited, Visakhapatnam. May I call upon Infinx Technology Solutions Private Limited, again from Visakhapatnam, IT Development Center, 150 crore investment and 3,000 employee count. Infinx Technology Solutions Private Limited. We have Infinx Technology Solutions Private Limited from Visakhapatnam with a proposed project of IT Development Center, 150 crore investment and 3,000 employee count. Infinx Technology Solutions Private Limited. I'd like to invite next Inspire Edge IT Solutions Private Limited from Visakhapatnam. Proposed project is IT and GCC campus, 150 crore investment and 1,000 employees. Inspire Edge IT Solutions Private Limited. May I now call upon Inomax IT Solutions Private Limited from Guntur. Their proposed project is AI Innovation Hub with a 100 employee count. Inomax IT Solutions Private Limited. I'd request our representatives from the respective companies to be brief on stage so that we can quickly call upon the next person in queue. Inomax IT Solutions Private Limited, Guntur. AI Innovation Hub, 103 crore investment and 1,500 employee count. May I next call upon Quadrant IT Services from Visakhapatnam. IT Development Center is the proposed project with 100 crore investment and 600 employee count. Quadrant IT Services. I'd like to now call upon next Tao Digital's expansion from Visakhapatnam IT Services, 100 crore investment and 2,000 employee count. Tao Digitals. May I now invite Strategy Mist Corporation, Visakhapatnam. GCC service line is the proposed project, 100 crore investment and 850 employee count. Strategy Mist Corporation. I'd like to now invite Right Software India Private Limited, Visakhapatnam IT Development Center, Right Software India Private Limited. 80 crores investment and 800 employee count. Right Software India Private Limited. I'd like to now invite Non-Rel Technologies, Visakhapatnam IT Services is a proposed project, 51 crore investment and 567 employee count. Non-Rel Technologies. Accelerize 360 Inc. Visakhapatnam AI Enablement Center, 50 crore investment and 200 employee count. Accelerize 360 Inc. from Visakhapatnam. May I call upon Pivox Labs Private Limited expansion from Guntur, IT Development Center, 50 crores investment and 500 employee count. Pivox Labs Private Limited expansion from Guntur. May I now call upon Reliant Data Private Limited from Visakhapatnam. IT Development Center is the proposed project. 50 crore investment and 500 employee count. Reliant Data Private Limited. I invite Critical River Technologies Private Limited from Visakhapatnam. Innovation and Delivery Center is their proposed project. 40 crores investment and 250 employee count. Roland Data Private Limited. Critical River Technologies Private Limited, Visakhapatnam. I now invite Innovate IQ from Visakhapatnam, IT services, 30 crores investment and 600 employee count. Innovate IQ. I now invite Avani Tech Solutions Private Limited from Visakhapatnam, IT services, 25 crores investment and 103 employee count. Avani Tech Solutions Private Limited. May I call upon Absolute Software India Private Limited from Guntur. IoT and Emerging Tech Hub is a proposed project and 20 crores investment and 350 employee count. May I now call upon Eclat Health Solutions India Private Limited across AP, across Andhra Pradesh, healthcare services, 20 crores investment and 2,000 employee count. I call upon Epsoft Technologies LLC from Visakhapatnam, IT services, 15 crores investment and 250 employee count. Epsoft Technologies LLC. Epsoft Technologies from Visakhapatnam. And then, ladies and gentlemen, the last but not least, Square Business Services Private Limited. From Visakhapatnam, the proposed project of IT-enabled services, a 2 crore investment and 300 employee count. Square Business Services Private Limited. With that, it's a whopping 44,255 crore investment and an employee count of 1,43,930. Let's have a big round of applause for that, ladies and gentlemen. With that, we conclude this session. Thank you, Honorable Minister, for being here with us and for encouraging all these companies and giving them the right platform and the business ecosystem to move forward. Thank you so much. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll call it a day. And for those who are interested in joining us for dinner at Radisson Blu, may kindly avail the bus facility services outside the hall or at the main entrance. Thank you, good night, and see you tomorrow. Namaskar.